the information out there that we get at school is really terrible. I mean, I remember when I was maybe about 12 years old, being in the school hall, and the boys were taken into another room and all the girls stayed in one room, and we had this talk about periods. And all I remember is this kind of conversation about hatching an egg. And so my understanding from that conversation was that a period was your egg cracking and the contents coming out of your vagina. So, I mean, that's what I thought, which is kind of ironic, considering that, you know, several decades later, I talk to people about periods all day, every day. And I have done quite a lot of reading since then, just to reassure anyone. But I don't know what the boys I went to school with think. So how do they support their partners, their wives, their family, their sisters, their mums, when they're going through problems with their periods? The other thing is that I think that all we really learned, besides the egg hatching, was that if you have sex, you'll get pregnant. And there's huge gaps. There's nothing about what's normal, and that's one of my big things, is just kind of teaching people what's normal with their bodies, because that's how you recognize when something isn't normal, and that's kind of like first aid. That's, you know, how do you know that your period is not meant to be so painful that you're rolling around on the floor for the first 2 days? Or, you know, as one of my patients, she features in the first chapter of the book, she used to sit on a beach towel for the first day of the period because they were so heavy, and she thought that was normal. And I feel dreadful that people are in this situation. The other thing is, you know, we don't learn anything about fertility. So I find people who are like, well, so how do I actually like start to think about getting pregnant, when, you know, it kind of seems like the most obvious thing, but actually I would say pregnancies are either very planned, really unplanned, or kind of something that happens in between.